Hi, today I'm going to give you an introduction to databases. And if you're wondering why I've got cats here, the reason is I teach cats, but also the reason is that you can store lots of information about cats in a database. And the other reason is that I love cats. So a paper-based database is something you're familiar with. An example would be an address book, and it does not involve a computer at all. You've also seen a Flatfile database if you've worked with Excel. And in a Flatfile database, all the data is stored in one large table, like this one. So this would be a patient and doctor details for a doctor's rooms. And you can see all the information's all in one place. It does get messy very quickly. So definition of a database is it's a collection of related information. That means information that there are relationships between the pieces of information. It's all about one subject and it's organized in a useful manner. Now you will think, well, I know about spreadsheets. Why don't we just stick to spreadsheets and Excel? Because I know that and it works, and why should I learn about databases? And here are some reasons. Databases are far more powerful than spreadsheets. You can store significantly more data. In a spreadsheet, as soon as you start storing a lot of data, you're going to have to scroll up and down the page. It's difficult to find what you're looking for. You can have to scroll across the page. It gets messy. Whereas a database is able to store lots and lots of data, and when you want to find what you're looking for, there are techniques and ways made specially to find that data easily. So databases are more organized. Databases can manage and manipulate the data in various ways, and you'll learn all about those ways as you study more about databases. Have you heard of DBMS and RDBMS? DBMS stands for Database Management System. Basically, it's software that looks after all of the base of data, all of the collection of data. And RDBMS stands for a Relational Database Management System. So most of you will use Access as your RDBMS if you study databases further. So why we use an RDBMS? The data is easy to retrieve, it's easy to change and update the data. You can use the RDBMS to draw conclusions, and you can use it to make decisions. And where are these things used? They're used everywhere. Shops, schools, businesses, airports, and more. Social media has huge databases, and here are some examples. You can just imagine if they need to store all of the users, all the people that have accounts with them, all of the posts that they create every day, all of the likes and dislikes, they will need amazing, very well organized databases. Here's a simple example. In a school, we would store data about the students, about all their classes. We would store all about the teachers, all of the guardians' information. We would store which students take which classes. We would store information about which classes are taught by which teachers. And we would store all about which students are looked after by which guardians. One piece of data, or we call it an entity, for example, all the data about the students, is stored in a table. A table is a set of data about one entity. And an entity is just a thing with a distinct and independent existence. For example, a student is different from a teacher. And each table in one database must have a unique name. Example of a student table, we've got the student's first name, their last name, their date of birth, the house they belong to, and their year. There's a little bit of terminology you need to know. We were spoken about a table. A database can be made of multiple tables. And then we need to know about a field. A field corresponds to a column or an attribute about a database. And then we've also got what we call records, and a record corresponds to a single row in a table. More examples. In this table, we've got 5 fields. Each field is a column of the database, and we've got 6 records in this table. Here are some terms you have learned today. Please revise them, make sure you remember them, and I will see you next time.